Coming up on Coasting Through Asia, we're visiting my least favorite theme park in Japan.
I'm going in with an open mind.
This place looks like we're walking around an abandoned theme park. There's nobody here except us.
On the bright side, we get the place all to ourselves.
One of 3 wind roller coasters in the country.
If you're scared to ride El Toro, come all the way to Japan, ride this, then head back to the States, ride El Toro, car 6, middle row, left side, and tell me what you think.
And we'll say our goodbyes to Tokyo as we experience the 3rd tallest structure in the entire world.
So you think we're high up now? There is an additional 600 feet of tower directly above us.
That's like one Falcon Island.
And it's all coming up next.
About an hour, 25-minute train ride from the Tokyo Disney Resort and then like a 10-minute walk from the train station brings us to Tobu Zoo, the next theme park on our Japan trip.
This is going to be a very intense jump, right? Because we're going from the best theme park in Japan, maybe the world, to, well, this place looks like it hasn't been visited in a long time. Look, there's nobody here except us.
Yeah, and the park's been open for maybe an hour at this point. It is a ghost town, and if you've been watching the channel for a while, you might remember after I visited in 2019, I may or may not have called this the worst park in Japan. The main reason that I am excited to be back here is because they actually revived their old wooden coaster that was standing but not operating for several years. It's called Regina. Now
Regina.
It's Regina 2.
Regina George. The Mean Girls
Regina
coaster.
George, one of 3 wind roller coasters in the country. But the other big attraction here is Kawasemi. It's an Intamin megalite. It'll be your second one.
Yes.
So I bet you're interested in seeing how it compares to Piraten.
Well, Piraten was really, really good, and I've heard from you that it's not quite on that level.
The main thing I noticed is that this lift hill doesn't pull you to the top as fast, and so it just has a little bit less momentum as it goes through the
That was
layout.
5 years ago, maybe it's faster.
Exactly. I'm going in with an open mind. I'm optimistic to see if things change. You know what? The park has a new sign out front. That's different. That was not there.
Hybrid leisure land.
Oh, I'm so excited to go to the hybrid leisure land.
Yes, that sounds so exciting.
Tobu Zoo. Let's do this. And continuing the trend of the Japanese having adorable mascots for everything, this is our Tobu Zoo icon. It's this little dog riding a roller coaster. And from the front entrance, we can get our first view of a roller coaster. It's Regina all the way there, and we just heard it go, so it is open for us.
I will say when we were walking up, I don't think we have a shot to show them, but you could see Kawasemi at the end of like the street that we were walking down, and it looked like Skytree.
Yeah.
Because of the colors and everything, I was like. So this is another park where admission is different than the actual attractions pass. So it's 1,900 yen just to get in, and then 5,300 to actually ride everything unlimited.
It's like $13 US just to get in, and then if you want to do the attractions, it is $36 in total. So, could be worse.
We got our wristbands, so we're all good to go. And welcome inside Tobu Zoo. What an entrance, am I right? Wow, look at this.
Swan.
Swan? Swan. So we've now seen both big roller coasters send at least one train, so
Hooray.
we're gonna be good to go there. And I don't know, what are your first impressions so far?
I'm more excited than Disney because there's not more excited than Disney because
Right.
Disney Sea is incomparable. I've seen 2 other guests other than our party, so I think that today is going to be like relaxing. I feel like Disney's very bam 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 with like millions of people walking around. This is just chill.
You can take a swan boat out on this big, beautiful green lake. Green. We have our first sign saying Regina this way. You can see either a double up or a double down just through the trees.
It's Regina do.
Regina do.
Regina do what?
What she do?
What I do?
You can see there's some sort of like aerial skyway that goes around, but it definitely does not look open, and I don't know the last time it ran.
I'm like not trying to be mean, I'm just being honest, but this place looks like we're walking around an abandoned theme park.
No, I agree, 100%. It was
Because,
like
like-
this last time too.
Like everything's very overgrown. I mean, right here looks nice, but like back there, like the old entrance to Regina was literally overgrown with weeds, and then like the lake is literally green, and the paint is like faded on everything. I'm like, Are we supposed to be here?
They themed the vending machines to Regina. This is like the newest looking thing in this park.
I like the theming that they put in here. It definitely looks new compared to everything else. Nice big sign. I imagine we won't be waiting for this at all. In fact, I think they're waiting for us.
So a few interesting points to note about Regina is an Intamin manufactured wooden roller coaster, and it was redone by GCI. So they did a ton of retracking work. Clearly that's where Tobu Zoo has been investing their money recently. They gave it Millennium Flyers, so hopefully that will help in the ride experience. We'll see if it gives airtime. And it stands around 120 feet tall, so actually a decent size. And as with most other theme parks here in Japan, they are very, very strict about loose articles, so we are going to have to put everything over on the other side of the platform, and then we'll tell you guys about the ride after we get off. We all just got off Regina for our first ride. Sarah and I were in the front row.
Yay.
Matt and Dan were in the back. You know what? That is a wind roller coaster. And it is a long ride and it does some things.
You know what? I thought it had really fun floater air. It just isn't very fast. So like when you're coming up on the hills and everything, like you're not going at like a speed where it would be like crazier airtime. It's more like, you know, wee, not like whoa.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It is. You know, it had a couple airtime pops towards the front. Like after the drop, there's like a good moment where you like rise up and float up a bit, and then there's a couple airtime hills towards the end of the ride. And because we didn't wait, we're gonna go around again and try out the back and everything.
Yeah,
What do you think?
Ulysses too.
Granted, it was just one ride, but I was getting a lot of Monster Laurent just for the fact that like it's this massive structure, but the layout doesn't do much. You
Yeah.
expect a little bit more. So
Monster's worse.
oh yeah, no, this is definitely better than Monster.
No.
So, but we'll see how it is in the back.
I think it's a reminder why Intamin doesn't really do wind roller coasters anymore. There's like an old
Elton
one, an
would like a
old
word
ride,
with you.
an old ride, not the prefabs. I'm not counting the prefabs. Like, it makes me appreciate what GCI and Gravity Group do because like those are like A+ wind coasters, and this thing is like it's visually cool looking.
It just has a lot of dead space. Like there's a lot of like Ulysses where you're not going so fast that you're getting like laterals. You're just turning for a long time, or
Yeah.
like, you know, like I said, the airtime hills are not going super duper fast, so you don't get like weeded.
I think you
Yeah,
guys are going to have a different reaction once you do the back row.
It was fun. Don't get me wrong.
It was fun for sure, but hearing you guys talk about the forces, like in the back, that helix, we definitely got some good lats. There were two distinct ejector airtime moments and some floater throughout the ride. So I think it's probably definitely a back row ride.
Okay.
So fun. It was all floater.
Yeah.
There was not really.
No,
there was
two
no
pops,
ejector.
two distinct pops of ejector. I'd say one of them was kind of pretty sustained. I really liked it in the back row.
yeah. What do you think, Matt?
I also really enjoyed it in the back row. Those 2 moments of airtime really like surprised me out of nowhere, and the ride was ridiculously smooth. I was kind of bracing for impact, but the entire ride was essentially glass smooth for a wooden coaster. I really enjoyed
That's interesting because I don't think I agree with that.
it. Really?
It wasn't like rough or anything. It just felt like a.
had a shuffle
Okay,
to
like
it.
when we rode like an RCCA, how it had like that little bit of like shuffle, like it didn't quite fit. Like it
So-
felt like. A
Yeah.
little
That's what I loved. It feels like a wooden coaster without having any jackhammer moments, without having any like rough moments. I grew up on Boulder Dash and Wildcat at Lake Compound, so my
One is much better than the other.
my thought process of rough coasters might be a little different of other people. I mean, I grew up with Wildcat sitting in the back row of PTC trains, so I kind of
Sorry.
love the boom, boom, boom.
That explains a lot about
But on
it.
here, it feels like a wooden coaster, but there were no moments where like you're in pain or it's like super shuffly. On some of the turns, you can see it bouncing back and forth, but that's part of the fun of the wooden coaster, in my opinion.
Hey, look, we're getting a Zen ride again.
This is basically ERT.
Hey, pretty much
That's
is.
what it feels like. We rented this place out for ERT.
You get
You're
free-
welcome, guys. We rented the park out.
Yeah, it only cost us $30. Okay, after a second ride of doing the back, you guys are right. The back had better airtime.
The front definitely has pops throughout the layout. I'd call them like almost neutered RMC kind of pops. But the back has sustained airtime on something like El Toro or Superman the Ride. Not as intense, but like definitely out of your seat a little bit longer. Whereas in the front, you're like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, I would say the airtime is present, but it's not as sharp. I would say, I mean, even in the back, it's there, but I would say it's kind of comparable to El Toro, but a little less sudden. You can kind of like see the front half of the train go down the drop, and then you'd be like, okay, I'm gonna get pulled down this drop, and you kind of expect, you get what you expect, kind of deal.
I liked it better. I absolutely did. It definitely has a little more of a bite to it back there. I felt like the airtime you got was stronger, and it was definitely more ejector, but it was less frequent. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like I feel like there were more moments that hit up front, but the fewer moments hit better in the back.
Yes.
I would say if you're scared to ride El Toro, come all the way to Japan.
Oh my god.
Ride this so you can get kind of a feel of what ejector airtime feels like on a wooden coaster.
Oh my
Then
God.
once you've conquered this, head back to the States, ride El Toro, car 6, middle row, left side, and tell me what you think.
After lap number 3, I could specifically notice the sections of track that had been recently redone.
Oh, God, yeah.
There's some parts mainly towards the end where it's like some of the valleys going into some of the bunny hills, and little bits and pieces in the beginning, but like then you have things like the helix, which like clearly haven't been redone recently.
Well, I was gonna say, for me, like the first parts of the ride, like the drop, the turnaround, and the drop off the turnaround, and then the hill that follows that, where you get that kind of hand chopper moment. Those are all great. And then the middle part is kind of a snooze fest. And that kind of corresponds to like what's been retracked too.
Yeah, I mean, the way this ride is pretty much set up is the beginning is like airtime, the end is airtime, and then the middle is just like laterals.
Windy.
Yeah, so it's definitely an odd layout for sure. We never got the chance to do White Cyclone at Nagashima Spyland before they redid it as Hikuge, but I imagine that in a way parts of this would have felt similar.
I hope that I like Jupiter better when we go to Kitchmakogan.
So Bryant wasn't on our last train, and they just sent him alone. So there he goes.
Yeah, Brian!
There's Bryant. I don't think he can hear us. That lift feels kind of loud.
I like the exit area, how it has this like kind of steampunk mural or something maybe. It's nice. It's like definitely the nicest looking wall I've seen so far.
Lap number 4 on Regina was different. Miraculously, we got almost a full train.
Yeah, some other enthusiasts showed up, and then there are a couple other park guests like all filled in, and it was going considerably faster, which was very nice. The airtime hit a lot better.
Yeah.
It was just overall more fun.
Yeah, but I stand by what I said, that the drop off the turnaround and then the hill right after are the best parts, but when it was a full train, that was like very, very sustained. That was awesome. And then those end hills hit way better. That ride was like low-key like cooking, like moving through that layout. I'm way more impressed with it than I was earlier.
Let her cook.
Yeah, try to ride that when there's more people on it. As we walk towards Kawasemi, we have a couple other small flat rides here, and none are operating. I don't even see team members around them. This is a very, very interesting place. Look at these guys. They're awesome. To Heartfelt Farm, Emma. Aw. Oh, lit. Let's go.
I found the best ride here,
I'm
guys.
sorry, there's only room for 2. You gotta go.
Oh, no.
I'm doubling up. I literally have this one.
Not the under the shirt.
As a big matcha lover, I'm very excited about how many different products are matcha flavored. Oh, here.
Ooh.
Oh,
Pretty good.
oh my. You're not even gonna like matcha. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it's grass.
Sarah, you should get one of
Let
these.
me try.
Hey guys, I found the best ride of the trip right here. It's called portable air conditioner. You take your shirt and just go, oh yeah.
You gotta do a little 360 though. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. This is mucho bueno. It's very good.
Oh, thank you. I was unsure.
We have made it to Kawasemi, the Intamin Megalite, one of only a few in the entire world. This is the only one in Japan. There's some in China, and we were able to walk straight into the station. just did multiple rides there on Kawasemi. Got to try out the front, the back, we got a full train, we got a train where it was just our group. And both of us have done Piraten before, but this was your first time doing Kawasemi. So how do you compare them?
So my experience was interesting because you did Kawasemi before you did Piraten, and you kind of underhyped Piraten for me because you said you weren't a fan of Kawasemi. So I didn't have super high expectations going to Piraten, and I was blown away. That being said, I had very low expectations for this, even though I really enjoyed Piraten because of what you said about it. So I actually think that it is almost as good as Piraten. I think Piraten definitely runs a bit faster because the lift is faster. So some of the moments hit a bit more and it sustains speed through the end better, because by the end on this one, you're kind of like meandering a bit. But yeah, I don't think there's that huge of a difference. And it could be just because it's changed. Because it's been 5 years.
Yes, that's the thing. Is so like I can absolutely recognize that like my experience 5 years ago could have been based off of a variety of factors. You know, think about how many times we've gone to like our local amusement park, ridden a ride one day, and then you come back a week later in different conditions, and it runs completely different.
Literally
so like
within the same day, it can happen.
Yeah, exactly. Literally, our first ride on Regina versus our like fourth ride on Regina run way better. So when we did our first ride, it was with a full train, and that was already the best ride on Kawasemi I'd ever had.
Nice.
Because it was, I don't think I ever got a full train when I came in 2019. And then, so starting off with a full train of riders, it was flying. It ran really well. Again, I agree it is not quite as good as Piraten, but it is way better than I remember. Yeah. And even then, after the riders got off and it was like just our group, I still think it was running better than I remember. Because the main thing, like, is the second half of the ride, I remember it just like crawling. And when we were coming into the park, we got a glimpse of Kawasemi cycling, and I remember you going, oh my gosh, I can't believe how slow it's going.
Yeah, I mean, I think at that point there was like 2 people on it. It was the very start of the day. But now it's running, at least it seemed like it was running up to normal speed, right? And like, so for me, my favorite parts of the ride are like the drop into the first turn. It's very like mini I-305. And then the part that's like kind of towards the middle where you get like 3 like
twisted hills.
Like twisted ejector hills.
Rise up, twist, bang, go.
Over and over again. Oh my god, it is so good. The only part that I wish was a bit better is the hills at the end.
Yeah.
But that's, again, I think a speed thing.
Yeah, I like they still have a little bit of yank to them. And then you take that kind of graceful turn into the brake run. It's a shorter ride, but it packs in every element hits.
It does.
So what do you guys think of your first Megalite?
Really, really good. You were kind of underselling it.
It's not running the same.
It's really, really good. I mean, the force is at the bottom of that drop, but you even grade out a little
I was
bit.
going to say, I was expecting not a lot, and I grade out just a little bit, so...
A little bit?
Just a little bit.
See, you must be the healthiest one out of all of us, thank
Hey,
you.
you guys grade out all the time.
Taylor grades that on Kids Coaster.
That's not true.
Yeah.
So this kids coaster is really going to get you, huh?
Oh, yeah, this ladybug thing. Oh, yeah, man.
let's
Craziest
go.
ride here. How was your first Megalite?
I really liked it. I really did. I think that the first drop into the turn reminds me a little bit of I-305. The airtime's great. It definitely is like a temperamental kind of ride. With the full train, I mean, it was absolutely tearing through the course. We did get a ride where it was only like 6 of us. A little slower, still phenomenal.
So now imagine if it was just you and like Tyler or something.
Exactly, exactly. But I really love it. Great layout.
So the moral of the story, bring your friends when you come and ride this thing.
I like that. That moment when you're the only one here. These parks, man, is crazy. It was like this last time too. Like, I don't know how this place is still open. New for 2025, they are adding theming to the Little Zero coaster. That is their big new addition. Tyler, what do you think?
Of this or the Megalite?
You know, try and describe both of them using the same words.
Roller coaster.
Great.
That was really good. Maddie Mad, the king of Intamin. What'd you think?
It was amazing. I loved it. I'm not gonna lie, I was going in with expectations a little bit low because I heard Piraten was a lot better, but this knocked it out of the park. The airtime, amazing. The positives, insane.
Where do you place it in terms of the roller coasters we've done on this trip so far?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I would probably say it's up there. It's up there. Just the amount of forces it had, I was not expecting. So that completely blew me away.
I will also add, operationally, this ride is mildly annoying. So the same with Regina, where you can't just stay in your seat, you have to go around it. Regina has a really long exit ramp, so that takes some time. But here, like, it is next to no walk to just go around. So that's nice, but you have to bring your loose items with you every single time. You have to like empty your pockets, take off your sunglasses, put our bags. So we have to scoop up all of our stuff, walk around, and then drop it off in the same exact spot. And it's also a little weird. So you exit and enter on the same side of the platform, the right side. If you, let's say, are sitting in the left seat and then you decide, you know what, I don't want to sit here, I want to actually go back one row. You can't just exit to the left and go around to the seat behind you, because only ride operators are allowed to step onto the left side of the platform. If you step onto the left side of the platform, they'll yell at you and they're like, no, they're acting like it's dangerous. And then meanwhile, they're crossing the track, like just casually. Like it's very strange. I don't understand why you can't just step onto the platform. It's just a little weird. So yeah, you have to go like all the way around to it. Again, like minor things, but like operationally, that's something that I noticed that I was like, really? We just did that haunted house, which first of all, I'm not entirely sure that building was built for a haunted house.
No, it looks like a planetarium in there or
Yeah.
something.
One thing I noticed when you walk in, it's like the building's a dome. It's a circular building, but it's like there's a little gap between one floor and the other. I think it might have been like some kind of rotating theater, maybe like Carousel of Progress many ages ago, but it's definitely something that has been reused from its original purpose.
Yeah, so there's one scare actor in there, and just a lot of hallways with some very loose sets, nothing too crazy. And in our group, the one scare actor was always too late, and so he would catch the very end.
You just kept
so
saying that.
yeah, so the last two people in the group, these two, got all the scares.
The scares were kind of just like jumps and loud bangs.
I ain't gonna lie, that first one got me because it was like after we had passed, like probably like 5 seconds after we passed him, the guy like banged on the wall. I looked behind me and he was just like right there.
Well, we didn't even know there was a scare actor in there at first, so like.
I'm not gonna lie, I also thought the sets, although they were not the best, they also weren't the worst. I thought they were, pretty okay. They weren't.
It does not beat the one at Tokyo Dome City.
Absolutely not.
No,
Oh my God.
that one was horrifying.
I still don't think I've gotten over that.
That one was so good. So one thing you might notice when you come here to Tobu Zoo is just how much empty space there is here. This park unfortunately has a track record of removing attractions and then not replacing them. They used to have a wild mouse here, there was a drop tower. As you can tell, it's not busy, so I can imagine the lack of popularity of this place has probably contributed to the reason why they haven't been investing as much as maybe some other parks. But I mean, that's just kind of the reality of things. A lot of the run-of-the-mill Japanese theme parks just don't get the attendance like the big dogs like Disney, Universal, even Fuji-Q or Nagashima, Look at these tiny little sheep. They're awesome. And then there's a pig holding a welcome sign.
Upon further investigation, this is themed to one of my favorite things in the entire world. Cheese.
Look at that.
Like the vehicles are literally like cheese. It's a wheel of cheese. I love it.
Cheese peeler. Cheese, please. Oh, air conditioning.
Holy cow! This is my favorite ride in Japan.
Holy cow, get it? Because, cheese.
Cheese Louise! So they have a bunch of like topiaries that are covered in flowers. These are so pretty, and I think they have one of the mascot.
Look at this Happy Frog ride. Whoa, that's the faces on the ride vehicle. This is hilarious. It looks like a whip or something. We should do this. So something I've noticed in my travels around the world is that foreigners are fascinated with the concept of Americans going to school on big yellow buses. And here in Japan, they have a ride themed to big yellow school buses. And the three of them have decided to ride this.
Come on, Mr. Jersey driver.
Everybody move! Out of the way! We're going to school! Yeah! That's the school driver. It's an animal. There's so few people here that we are just lapping through this park, so we've resorted to doing kids rides.
Whoa.
Okay, but the school bus
There's
is
the guy
kind
who
of
rides every kitty credit.
Oh, whoa.
Let's ride
Hey.
the bus.
On that note, let's do the powered kitty credit.
Yay!
Not this ride being themed to D&D. Dungeons and Dragons?
Yes.
Is that Dungeons and Dragons the ride?
It's definitely Dungeons and Dragons the ride. That's why there's weird mole people.
Congratulations, you finally got a ride.
Yay!
So apparently they have a Jeep that goes around the river. So
Take a little tour.
yeah, we'll get some scenic views. Well, about as scenic as they can get for a place called Tobu Zoo. Wait, are they like actual like go-karts?
Yeah, there's no track.
Oh. Oh, what?
Yeah, no, they're go-karts.
Oh, I thought this was like a ride.
Good luck, Dan. Matt is a crazy driver. And we're off. And we've got an owl on the front of our thing. You're out of control.
Here, if I drift too far to the right, I could actually hit a tree.
Okay, don't do that.
Oh, elephant crossing.
Oh my gosh. It is a zoo, isn't it? Oh, there's Regina. Looking fine.
Pink
Chickens! Yay!
Love you, Dad. Miss you.
This is like a nice little scenic tour. I like it.
this.
This is a good find.
Look, Ma, no hands.
Oh my gosh! That's so irresponsible! Do not ever get in the car with Taylor Baggy
Good luck on
confirmed.
your journey.
Here comes Tyler. How was Matt's driving, be honest?
Honestly, not bad.
Really?
He only hit one wall.
Oh, well, I guess that's not terrible.
That was actually, I really enjoyed that. I think more parks should have that because it's not like Autotopia at the Magic Kingdom or whatever, where it's like gajoon, 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 and it's not like a race where you're like, you can't really enjoy yourself, I guess. This is kind of just like, you know, you just go through a drive-through, whatever, and it was really peaceful. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, super peaceful when you're trying to crash into the wall.
Listen, let's take it easy.
Oh my god, Matt. Are you gonna take this all the way out?
I think I can make it to Sky Needle.
Skytree?
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah, you're gonna drive this thing to Skytree?
Yeah, Sky Needle's in Seattle, I think. I don't think I make it.
Space Needle. You're not doing so great. He can't figure out how to get it to stop walking.
We just did one final lap there on Kawasemi to end things out. And we've started making our way to the front of the park. That was a good way to end things out. We were able to fill a train, and you know what? The wind in your face, the airtime, everything hit.
Yeah, the air in the face was particularly enjoyable for me because I am very, very, very hot. Like, I'm like dripping with sweat. I've come to terms with the fact that coasting through Asia is not going to be my prettiest moment. I really wanted it to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make myself look really cute and fashionable, and I'm just like, I'm gonna wear an oversized t-shirt and sweat my brains out, and it's just gonna have to be okay. But anyway, more about the ride. It's really, really awesome. It's probably, I'm trying to think out of everything we've done so far, I like it better than Seacoast or Leviathan. I like it better than Bandit.
Do you like it more than Thunder Dolphin?
I like
Probably, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do like it better than Thunder Dolphin. And then obviously, like, I can't really put it up against like Big Thunder or something. So, I'm probably gonna say so far that's been my favorite coaster,
Okay.
and I definitely like it better than Regina. So,
All right.
yeah, I would say visiting here was a success. Albeit it's a weird park, but I've enjoyed my time here. We had a good group, did some fun little things that sprinkled in some extra fun. I'm happy.
You come here for the two main roller coasters, and you get a okay park with it.
You stay for the little Jeep go-karts and the school bus ride.
I like the go-karts. That's probably the third best ride here. Although the Ferris wheel is fun. That's good. And we didn't really go into the zoo. We could see a little bit of it from the Ferris wheel. We are ending our day because we are going to take the line back into the center of Tokyo, and we are going to go to Skytree.
Yeah, so Taylor said he tried this once before, and it was just a big old cloud covering everything, and there was no sight to be seen. So we're going to do it now, right now the skies are very blue. There's some clouds, but it's nothing too crazy, and hopefully we have good luck and it stays that way.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get some real good views. Welcome to Tokyo Skytree Town. This is our final stop here in the city of Tokyo. It is
Crazy.
I know, absolutely nuts. We've been here for a week already, but this is gonna be super exciting. This is the third tallest structure in the entire world. That is pretty freaking cool. I'm so excited to go to the top.
Mama's doing this in the same calendar year as Burj Khalifa.
Burj Khalifa, yeah, now we just need the big one in Kuala Lumpur. That's the second tallest.
Also, we know what's Burj Khalifa before you come for me. It's just funny.
We're just having fun. Anyways, I'm super excited to be here. Yeah, this is gonna be really cool.
My matcha's gone.
Kirby Cafe.
It's Kirby. I love Kirby.
That is incredible. And look, it's next to a Pokemon store. Look at this. I love Japan. So last time I was here, I took a step outside the building and most of this was completely covered in clouds. Like I could see this part and then everything else was covered in clouds and I was really disappointed because it was our last day of the trip. We'd saved it for the end.
It's starting to rain.
Oh, yeah.
That way it doesn't get too cloudy.
True, yeah. But missed out on it and I was like, non-negotiable, have to do this when I come back. So we're finally doing it.
Poetic last stop.
Yes, I like it.
So I pre-booked our tickets because I know they can sell out sometimes. Like we've had instances where that has happened before, so we didn't want to risk it. So these were, was it 3,500 yen? I don't know exactly what that is. I want to say somewhere in the 20s.
Yeah.
So not terrible.
Yeah, definitely. And we do have to go through metal detection first. So nice and secure. That was like the smoothest elevator ever. Like it barely felt you were even moving. It was nuts. Wow. Holy crap. You hanging in there, buddy?
Once you get off of the elevator of doom, it's really not that bad. Elevator. It's like out, not down.
Tyler, you've never been up anything quite this tall.
No, I have not. And it's pretty cool. I don't have like any fear of heights, so to me it's just kind of like looking at like little like miniature just stuff.
Miniature Wonderland.
Yeah, it's miniature Wonderland. Yeah, I like that.
If you look really far out there, you can see Tower of Terror and Mount Prometheus from Disney Sea. Oh my gosh.
No.
Is that it? Come on.
See, look, I'm doing it. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. So Skytree has 2 observation decks. We just took an elevator up an additional 300 feet. So we're now 1,476 feet in the air, which is insane. And the observation deck is a lot smaller because we're getting closer to the top.
Well, they call this like the Galleria. It's quite a bit smaller. We were like, oh yeah, we're going up another like Fury basically from where we were before. Which like in the grand scheme of how huge this place is, actually isn't that much. But objectively, when you're standing on the ground looking 300 some feet up, it's pretty gigantic. But we are really high up there right now.
And that is where we were, down there. That is 300 feet below us.
They give you some fluffy clouds to lay on.
Yeah, this is so weird. Like, why? So you think we're high up now? There is an additional 600 feet of tower directly above us.
That's like just under 2 Furies.
That's like one Falcon.
Tokyo Skytree was an amazing experience. Those were some incredible views. Right now, we are coming to you from our Airbnb by Fuji-Q Highland. We took about a 2-hour bus from Shinjuku Station down to the front entrance of the park and then just walked just a couple blocks away to our Airbnb. And this place looks like a dojo.
Yes.
It's so cool.
Yeah, here we gotta give the view.
Wow.
So this is our little makeshift studio for right now.
This is our bed. It's just a mattress on the floor.
Well, there's a second one, so we'll have like double the space.
Yeah. Look,
but-
it's even a sliding door.
So yeah, like
Just, yeah.
well, alright. We're trapped.
How does this work?
Hang on.
It's not as smooth as they make it seem in the movies.
Okay, but check this. Pebbles.
Wow. This is so Japanese. This is very, very cool. Look, there's another one right here. Yeah. And here's what it looks like when you walk in. Like, it literally looks like a film set. Like, this is, I'm not used to seeing this stuff at all. And you want to know the craziest part? It's dark out, but outside of our Airbnb, you can see Ejinaika.
Oh, yep, there's Mount Fuji.
What? You can see it?
Oh, God, yeah.
Holy crap, guys. I cannot believe that is right outside our window. That is so cool. I've never been this close to it where I could see it. And then out the other window, there's Ejinaika. Oh my gosh. And, oh no, there's Dodonappa's loop. It's still there.
Yeah, we aren't talking about that.
I know, that's really sad. We'll just focus on this one. I'm so excited. It's just right there. And then Mount Fuji. But I'd rather look over here. So if it isn't abundantly obvious, we are super, super excited for tomorrow. Fuji Q Highland, that is the next vlog. It's gonna be fantastic. I'm so excited. Long day, fun time at Tobu Zoo, good time at Skytree. Overall, fantastic visit to Tokyo. We were there for a full week, did so many different things. Please go watch those other vlogs if you missed anything. Like, there was so much to do, and we didn't even touch it all.
I know, but I do feel like I got acquainted with the city.
Absolutely. Yeah, totally. So, all right.
Look at this chair. Okay, guys. Good night.
We'll see you all next time.
On the next episode of Coasting Through Asia, it's the one you've all been waiting for. We are at Fuji Q Highland, taking on Japan's best roller coasters.
What the heck was that?
That was scarier than the haunted house earlier.
It lived up to the hype.
Including maybe the most out-of-control ride ever built.
It is just as crazy as I remember.
I kind of just blacked out from like beginning to end.
It's a lot to take in, especially because I just woke up like an hour ago.
If only it wasn't such an ordeal to ride it.
You have 3 sets of restraints on this ride.
You have to go through like a little instructional class.
They're like, touch your knees, touch your shoulders, then go like this. I'm like, what?
And it's all coming up next.